Okay, let's start revision of the metals and non-metals, right? So in this chapter, what we had discussed, right? So starting like that, what is matter? What is matter? Anything that occupy space and has mass, right? That is called matter. अब matter में मतलब in this class you are not having that matter is divided into elements, compound and mixture. In ninth class you will learn about this thing, right? But after that, like the metals they are having, how we are able to differentiate between the metals, non metals. If we are saying elements, elements means कि जो elements हैं these are existing, right? How we can differentiate between the differentiate elements in the metals and non metals? That means they are having some characteristics which distinguish the element between metals, non-metals. Metals, as all of you know that metals are called the electropositive. Metals, those who will lose electron and acquire the positive charge, these are called metals. Yeah, we can say metals are shiny, metals are malleable. Matlab, these properties we can say. And some are which are opposite of the metals, these are called non-metals. And but in between of these metals and non-metals, these are called metalloids, those who are having the properties of the metals as well as the non-metal. Now what are the physical properties of metal? But we can see how we can judge a substance is a metal or a non-metal. In that physical property we discussed about the सबसे पहले we discussed about physical state, right? We are going to discuss physical properties. Physical state. Bottle. Give it to it. This is what? Water bottle. Okay. Producing sound. Is it solid or liquid or a gas? So means the metals are solid in state. These are strong enough that these are solid in state. No doubt, this is also in the solid state. Is this strong or this strong? Right? It can break easily, but it will not. ये steel है. Right? Steel है. This is a metal. Right? तो physical state क्या हुआ? It means the metals exist. Actually, metal exists in the three states: solid, liquid. Like जो physical state है, metals are solid, right? Except mercury. Mercury is a metal that exists in the liquid form. कहाँ पे? Where it is present? Where you had seen the mercury? Thermometer. Close this book. Thermometer. Metals are solid except mercury that is in the liquid form. Is that clear? Now, what are non-metals? We will discuss the properties of the metals and the non-metals. Non-metals are solid, liquid, gas. In which state these are? Solid. Non-metals exist in the solid as well as the gaseous state except bromine that is in the liquid form. What I told, metals exist in the solid state except mercury that exists in the liquid form. Non-metals exist in the solid as well as the gaseous state because chlorine gas, hydrogen gas, these are the non-metals, right? And the solid state, right? Coal that is in the solid form. Okay? Coal gas that is in the gaseous form. That means they exist in the solid as well as in the gaseous state except bromine that exists in the liquid form. This is the physical state. Number two, property that is the malleability. That is the very important property. Malleability. What do you mean by this property? Yes, the property which allows the metals, which allows the metals to be turned into thin sheets, that is called the malleability. Malleable, that means it can be easily beaten into thin sheets, and the property is called the malleability. Example, aluminium. That means metals are malleable, right? Whereas non-metals are non-malleable. Can we beat into thin sheets? Like when we will hammer it, it will break. So non-metals are non-malleable. They are not beaten into thin sheet, right? Third property, that is the ductility. Ductility. Ductility means the property by which the metals can be drawn into thin wires. Example, as I would, copper wire, gold, okay, silver, okay, rings you can say into thin wires, rings, okay, earrings like that is in the wire, copper wire that is we are using in the electrical appliances. So metals can be beaten into thin wires. This is called ductility, and the metals are called ductile in nature. Whereas non-metals are non-ductile. ठीक है, they are not changed मतलब into the thin bit wires. ठीक है जी. Okay. Next property is luster. या lustrous. Luster. Luster means shine. Most of the metals are lustrous or the shiny appearance, and whereas the non-metals are non-lustrous. Coal, that is a non-lustrous, whereas a gold, that is a lustrous, right? Second, next property, conductivity. Conductivity means that metals they are able to conduct, a good conductor of heat as well as the electricity, whereas the non-metals are poor conductor. They are not able to pass the current or the heat, except we had discussed in the chemical chapter. Graphite. Graphite is a non-metal, but it is a good conductor of electricity. We used these electrodes to pass the current. Although graphite is a non-metal, but it can conduct electricity. It is a good conductor of electricity. Heat and electricity. Here is one question, that handles of the utensils are made up of plastic. Why? These are poor conductor of electricity. That's why these are made up of the plastic. Next property, that is hardness. Hardness. Metals are hard, whereas non-metals are. Exception is there or not? In case of the metals, metals are hard. Any soft metal? Sodium and potassium. These are very soft that they can be cut with the knife. And whereas the non-metals, exception is diamond. Non-metals are not hard except diamond. Diamond is a non-metal and it is the hardest natural material occurring on this earth. Is that clear? Hardest. That the diamond is used to make the knives, glass cutters, boring machine, drilling machine, the diamonds are used. That it is a very hard material. So diamond is a non-metal, but it is the hardest material. And metals are hard except sodium and potassium. These are very soft that they can be cut with the knife. Then sonorous. Next property is sonorous. As I already showed to you, sound is producing, that the metals are sonorous, that they can be, when they can be beaten, they produce sound. So for this property, which question? right? Is this clear? Metals have high melting and boiling point, whereas non-metals low melting and boiling point. Next property, tensile strength. Naturally, metals, they have a high tensile strength. That's why we are used to make the bridges, cards. All these are made up of the metals because they have the high tensile strength. Whereas the non-metals, they are not so strong. Then tensile strength, is it clear? What is the meaning of the tensile strength? What is the meaning? The property by which a metals can be, allow a substance to bear a lot of strain without breaking, that are called the tensile strength. Now we will discuss the chemical properties, right? We will discuss reaction with oxygen, right? The first chemical property, that is reaction with oxygen. I told you, when metals react with oxygen, metals, calorie nahi, calcium aange, all these are metals. So take any metal. If we are taking Mg, that is a metal. We had seen that the magnesium ribbon also, when magnesium burns in presence of oxygen, it will produce a magnesium oxide. That means when metals combine with oxygen, they will form their respective oxide. If I am taking here zinc, Zn, oh, that means their oxides are formed. Okay? So, how we can check the nature of these metallic oxide? These are metals, this is oxygen, so that's why this is called the metallic oxide. What is the nature of the metallic oxide? Is it a acidic or a basic? How? How? I told you how we have to learn. BMO. BMW say we can learn easily BMO. That means metallic oxides are basic in nature. That is BMO. That means basic metallic oxide. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. Is it clear? So these turns the red litmus to blue. Whereas non-metals are what we had discussed in the non-metal. Can you give me any example of non-metal? Sulfur and carbon. When it will form oxygen, it will form sulfur dioxide. It will form oxygen, it will form carbon dioxide. Look here, you had discussed in the acid rain also. When this sulfur dioxide is formed, naturally, how you will test the presence of that, the acidic or a basic, how you will check? When you will mix in the water, okay, when we will mix into the water, but it will be formed H2SO3 or H2SO4 later on. So this is what acidic in nature. So these turns the blue litmus to red. Clear? Nitrogen, that is a non-metal. When it will combine oxygen, it will form the respective oxide. Nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen oxide. And when it mixes with the water, it will form a nitric acid. That is acidic in nature and converts the blue litmus to red. Is it clear? Is it clear to all of you, bache? Is it clear, bacha? Okay, thank you. Second property we will discuss. Is this clear? Deflagrating spool activity is there with the sulfur. I am just explaining that activity. What we had done in that activity, we will take a sulfur, okay, put it into a deflagrating spoon. Deflagrating spoon means you can take a bottle cap, right? Like this. Bottle cap we will take, okay, make a hole in it and insert a wire in it. And just like this, right? This is a deflagrating spoon. Put a sulfur in that spoon, burn it, right? With the help of oxygen, that means when we will burn, it will form the sulfur dioxide. After that, put it into the jar, right? Cover the lid, gas will be there in the jar, that will form the sulfur dioxide as we had discussed like this. This is the deflagrating spoon. When we will put the sulfur here and the combine with the oxygen, that means sulfur plus oxygen, what it will be formed? Sulfur dioxide, right? After that, what we will do? We will remove this deflagrating spoon. Here it is what? Sulfur dioxide and add water in it, right? Sulfur dioxide react with water, it will form the H2SO3. Put it into a china dish or a petri dish, okay? And then insert the litmus paper. We will come to know the nature of this acid. It's a very simple activity. How can we show that the non-metals are acidic in nature? So how can we show that? We will take a sulfur powder, put it into make a deflagrating, we take a deflagrating spoon, put the sulfur powder in the deflagrating spoon, heat it, it will produce sulfur dioxide, then cover the lid, okay? After some time, remove the lid and take out the spoon and splash some water in it, okay? Drops of the water in it. Then sulfur dioxide react with water to form the sulfurous acid, right? Sulfurous acid, when we will test it, it will turn the red litmus to blue. Acids turn blue litmus to red, and that shows that these are the acidic in nature. Is it clear? Clear, bete? Second property we had discussed, reaction with water. Second property, reaction with water. Again, I am telling, acha, before that one, just tell me which non-metals burns automatically. Phosphorus. Okay, phosphorus burns automatically, vigorously, matlab it do not require any medium to burn, right? Reaction with the water. When the metals react with water, as already you had done this thing, metals you can take sodium. What it will be formed? Sodium hydroxide. That means when the metals react with water, they will form the hydroxide. Okay? Plus hydrogen gas. Same magnesium burn with hydrogen gas. कैलोरी नहीं कैल्शियम मांगे, दैट मीन्स जो कैलोरी नहीं कैल्शियम तक, 3 एलिमेंट, these are strongly reactive with the water, right? After this, कैलोरी नहीं कैल्शियम के बाद मैग्नीशियम, एल्यूमिनियम, iron, these are less reactive with the cold water. They can react with the hot water or the steam. After that, they can react with only with the steam. Iron वाले जो हैं, कैलोरी नहीं कैल्शियम मांगे, कैलोरी नहीं कैल्शियम ऊपर, कैलोरी नहीं कैल्शियम मांगे, ऑल टाइम जिंक तक दे कैन रिएक्ट विद द स्टीम, राइट? जिंक के फैन से शुरू होकर फैन बन जाओ, सोनी पंजाबन, दीज आर लेस रिएक्टिव, दे विल नॉट रिएक्ट विद द लाइक द हॉट और द कोल्ड, ठीक है? आफ्टर दैट जो हाइड्रोजन के नीचे हैं, बिलो द हाइड्रोजन, दीज आर वेरी वेरी less or the least reactive. They will not show the reaction with the cold water, hot water or steam. As all of you are aware that you used to wear the gold rings or the silver bracelet or the bangles. So is there any reaction of the cold with that one? हम नहाते हैं, हम पानी में hands डाल रहे हैं, तो is there any reaction with that one? No. That means these are the least reactive. They will not show the reaction with the hot, cold or the steam. Clear everything? Then non-metals. Non-metals do not react with water to produce hydrogen gas. Non-metals will not show. How we will learn it? But it's not difficult to learn the properties. All of you have to keep the one example in your mind. Right? Non-metals, carbon, koila. When you will put it into the water, is there any reaction? No. That means non-metals do not show reaction with the water and they do not produce hydrogen gas. Is this point clear? When we will try to learn, then it will be difficult. Take one example in your head, keep one example in your mind, and after that, think of that property, then you will automatically come to know. Oxide, hydroxide, that is a base. It is a basic base. Then our जो metals है, they react with the water vigorously. Example, sodium and potassium. That's why they are used to keep it in a, put it into a kerosene. Why we keep it in a kerosene? To cut off the air supply. Then reaction with the acid. All of you know. When the metals react with acid, they will produce hydrogen gas. Right? Whereas non-metals, they will not react with the acid. Suppose I am saying metal. Go, go, go. HCl, H2SO4, any acid. Look here. This will form this. Sodium will react with this sodium chloride. What is left? Hydrogen gas. Magnesium will react with this MgSO4 plus hydrogen gas. So whenever the metals react with the acids, they will produce the hydrogen gas, which burns with the popping sound when we will bring the burning matchstick near to it. When it produces, when we will burn it, when we will mix it, sodium plus HCl, it will produce a gas in the form of the bubbles, right? When we will take or bring the burning matchstick near to the mouth of the test tube, it produces a popping sound. कड़कड़ की आवाज. That is the property, or you can say the confirmatory test for the presence of the hydrogen. All these things are having some of the confirmatory tests. Hydrogen gas that burns with the popping sound, that is the confirmatory test for the hydrogen. Carbon dioxide turns lime water milky. That is the confirmatory test for the carbon dioxide. So means sometime we came to know that these things happen, but surety, that is the confirmatory test. That is the hydrogen, it produces a popping sound, and carbon dioxide turns lime water milky. Is it clear? So these are the properties. After that, reaction with the bases, I told you, metals react with the bases to form the hydrogen gas, whereas the non-metal, these are reactions are the complex one. So we will not. After that, the main is the displacement reaction. What is displacement reaction? When a highly reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution. Displacement, this reaction, what is the meaning? Highly reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution is called the displacement reaction. What is the reactivity series for this? Calorie nahi, calcium मांगे, पेन बन जाओ, सोनी, हुंदी, right? This is the reactivity series. What is the meaning of the reactivity series? The arrangement of the metals in the decreasing order. The arrangement of the metals in a decreasing order, that is called the reactivity series of the metal. Now in this, these are the highly reactive. As we will move down, these will be the least reactive, right? And what is the displacement reaction? If I am saying this is copper sulfate plus iron, what it will be formed? Where is copper and where is iron? Copper is here. Where is iron? Which one is at the, which one is, iron is reactive. So it will displace the copper from its salt solution and it will form Fe plus copper. If the reaction is reversed, copper plus iron sulfate, what it will be formed? No reaction, because copper is less reactive than the iron. It will not displace the iron from its salt solution. This is called the displacement reaction. Is it clear, bete? Displacement reaction, when a highly reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution, that is called displacement reaction.